everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep today into the world of young entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And to guide us, we've got the insights of Yaman Godse.
Yeah.
Now, he's a self-made millionaire, hit that milestone by his early 20s,
Wow.
and he's sharing some pretty unconventional advice for teens who want to follow a similar path.
I think what I find fascinating about Amin is that blend of motivational energy,
Yeah.
but with a really grounded, almost brutally honest perspective on the challenges you'll face.
Right.
He doesn't sugarcoat the hard work or the potential downsides,
Not at all.
which is refreshing.
It's not your typical, follow your dreams and everything will be sunshine and rainbows.
Exactly.
So our goal today is to distill the most valuable takeaways from his videos,
Okay.
both the inspiring and the cautionary,
Yeah.
and see how they might apply to your own journey as a listener.
Exactly, because while his advice is powerful, it's important to understand the nuances
Yeah.
and apply them thoughtfully to your own situation.
100%. Okay, let's unpack one of his core principles,
Okay.
the special mindset.
I like that.
So Eamon talks about cultivating this deep belief in your potential to be exceptional,
Okay.
even if you're starting from scratch.
Right, so he's not advocating for arrogance.
Right.
It's more about a deep-seated conviction in your ability to achieve great things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having a quiet but unshakable confidence in your own potential.
I love that. And it makes me think of those moments when you kind of feel like
Yeah,
you're capable of more than what people around you might see.
absolutely.
Have you ever felt that kind of drive?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But here's the crucial point.
Okay.
That belief must be paired with hard work and a realistic plan.
Yes.
Because it's easy to slip into delusion thinking that success will just magically appear.
Right. You need that inner fire,
Mm-hmm.
but also the discipline to actually act on it,
Yeah.
which leads us to another aspect. Eamon emphasizes the less glamorous side of success.
Yeah, the nitty-gritty.
He's incredibly upfront about the stress and potential mental health challenges that come with high achievement.
You know, he compares it to physical training.
Oh, interesting.
You can't build muscle without pushing through some discomfort.
Right.
Achieving ambitious goals, especially in entrepreneurship,
Yeah,
requires that same kind of resilience.
I see.
A high tolerance for stress is almost a prerequisite.
Yeah. And Anandman is very open about this, saying his lifestyle isn't for everyone,
Right.
but he's intentionally built up his stress tolerance over time, even comparing business to combat sports
Oh, wow.
and how it forces you to develop mental toughness.
So it raises an important question for our listeners.
Yeah.
Are you willing to endure discomfort to reach your goals?
That's a good one.
Are you prepared for the less glamorous side of success? Because those challenges will inevitably arise.
It's a reality check for anyone who romanticizes the entrepreneurial journey.
For sure.
And Ayman doesn't just talk about the pressure of running a business. He also gets real about the challenges of navigating relationships
Yeah.
and a social life while you're in that intense building phase.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's particularly candid about how modern dating culture can be challenging when you're young and trying to establish yourself.
Yeah.
He even suggests that casual dating might not be the best fit
Interesting.
if you're laser focused on achieving big goals.
So why is that?
His reasoning is that it can drain your time and energy when you need to be fully committed to your vision.
Right.
And he openly shares that he chose to prioritize his long-term ambitions
Okay.
over short-term distractions in his late teens and early 20s.
So it sounds like he's really highlighting the importance of being intentional with your time
Yes.
and energy,
100%.
especially in those crucial early years.
Yeah,
Avoid getting caught up in things that don't align with your bigger goals.
exactly. And before we get into Ayman's advice on skills and mastery,
Okay.
we wanted to quickly mention something that might help you on your journey. You know how crucial online marketing is these days?
Yeah, absolutely.
We actually have a friend named Matt
Okay.
who's absolutely crushed it in that area.
So what's Matt's story?
Well, Matt's built a 7-figure online business
Wow.
using nothing but ethical email marketing
Okay.
to drive revenue, sales, and commissions.
Impressive.
And he's incredibly generous with his knowledge.
Oh, that's great.
He's actually created a video sharing some of his core strategies.
Nice.
We know your time is valuable,
Yeah.
but if you're serious about building a successful online business, you might want to check out Matt's video.
Where can they find that?
You can find the link in the description and the comment section.
Awesome.
It's free and packed with valuable insights that could be a real game changer.
All right, so back to Eamon.
Yes, back to Eamon.
One thing that really stands out in his advice is this focus on mastery.
Yeah.
rather than chasing fleeting passions.
Right.
It's an interesting contrast to what we often hear in the self-help world.
He actually downplays the importance of passion,
Really?
arguing that it can be fickle and unreliable.
Huh.
Instead, he believes that developing a deep skill set
Okay.
provides lasting value and satisfaction,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of whether your passions shift over time.
And that makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
Passions can come and go,
Yeah,
but a honed skill set is something you can always rely on.
totally.
It becomes a solid foundation for success.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
He uses the example of Japanese apprenticeships,
Oh, interesting.
where individuals dedicate years, sometimes decades,
Wow.
to perfecting a craft.
Yeah.
There's a deep satisfaction that comes from that level of dedication to mastery.
So it's a really valuable takeaway for our listeners.
Absolutely.
Instead of waiting for that burst of passion to strike,
Right.
explore skills that intrigue you, experiment, get deeply good at something.
Yeah.
You might be surprised at the passion that develops along the way.
I love that. And it's about building that foundation of expertise. And that brings us to another intriguing idea from Even.
Okay, what's that?
The importance of ego.
The importance of ego.
This might seem a bit controversial,
Yeah.
since we're often told to be humble and downplay our achievements.
Oh, right.
But Iman advocates for a more nuanced approach.
Okay, I'm curious.
He believes that a healthy ego fuels ambition
Okay.
and drives us to achieve great things.
I see.
It's that inner belief that you're capable of more.
Okay, so like that inner drive.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is key.
This is key.
He emphasizes that this ego needs to be balanced by
Yes.
humility and a sense of purpose beyond just personal gain.
Absolutely.
So it's not about arrogance or self-importance.
Not at all. He's very clear about that.
Okay.
He talks about managing his own ego through spiritual practices,
Okay.
challenging himself and surrounding himself with mentors who keep him grounded.
Right. So it's about finding that sweet spot,
Yeah.
that balance between confidence and arrogance.
Yeah. It's not always easy.
It's a dance.
Yeah. But it seems essential for long-term success.
And it's a continuous process for
Absolutely.
self-awareness and reflection.
Yeah.
Recognizing your strengths and striving for excellence
Mm,
while being open to feedback, learning from mistakes,
yes.
and acknowledging that there's always more to learn.
Right. He even suggests seeking out experiences that challenge your ego,
Interesting.
pushing you outside your comfort zone and forcing you to confront your limitations.
Yeah.
He sees those challenges as opportunities for growth.
Now, here's a tactic Ayman uses that might seem a bit counterintuitive at first.
Okay.
He spends time visualizing what could go wrong.
What could go wrong?
That seems almost like the opposite of positive thinking and manifestation.
Yeah.
But he believes there's strategic value in anticipating potential challenges.
Okay, so it's not about being pessimistic,
Not at all.
but about proactive problem solving.
Exactly. By mentally rehearsing potential roadblocks,
Yeah,
you can prepare solutions in advance and build mental resilience.
I see. He shares how he used visualization to prepare for overcoming obstacles.
Interesting.
It's about being mentally ready to face difficulties when they inevitably arise.
So what if our listeners tried the same thing?
Yeah.
Think about the potential roadblocks in your own pursuits. What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
And what are some ways you could overcome those challenges?
It's a powerful exercise.
Absolutely.
And speaking of challenges, Iman makes a really sobering point
What's that?
about maintaining success over the long term.
Okay.
He actually believes that sustaining success is harder than achieving it in the first place.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's easy to become complacent once you reach a certain level.
Yeah.
We've all heard stories of people who achieve success early on
Mm-hmm.
and then struggle to maintain that momentum.
Yeah.
The real challenge is avoiding stagnation and continuing to grow.
Right. And Ayman talks about the dangers of falling into routines.
Yes.
And becoming too comfortable.
Mm.
He stresses the importance of constantly seeking new challenges and pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone.
So what if you viewed success not as a destination,
Right.
but as a continuous journey
Yeah.
of improvement and adaptation?
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning.
Never stop growing.
Yep.
And never stop pushing yourself to be better.
It's a great reminder, especially in today's fast-paced world
Absolutely.
where things are constantly changing.
Yeah. Things are always evolving.
But before we move on, let's quickly remind you about that email marketing masterclass.
Oh, right. Matt's video.
Yes, Matt's video.
He's built an incredibly successful online business
Yeah,
through ethical email marketing.
100%.
He's got a proven system for driving revenue, sales, and commissions.
He does.
And he's generously sharing his strategies in that free video.
Yes, he is.
You can find the link in the description and the comment section.
You can.
It might be exactly what you need to take your business to the next level.
We'll be back in a moment to continue our deep dive with Ayman.
Sounds good. Welcome back. We've covered a lot of ground already. From mindset and resilience to the importance of mastery and even the role of ego.
It's been fascinating unpacking Ayman's perspectives.
Yeah.
What stood out to you so far?
I think his emphasis on practical action over those feel-good platitudes is really refreshing.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to challenge conventional wisdom, especially when it comes to success and ambition.
Absolutely. And he's speaking from real-world experience, not just repeating motivational cliches.
Exactly.
And one of the most practical things he emphasizes is the importance of dressing to elevate.
Dressing to elevate.
It's an interesting concept.
It is.
He makes the point that when you're young, people tend to underestimate you automatically.
Right.
And the last thing you want to do is reinforce that perception by dressing in a way that makes you look even younger or less experienced.
Makes sense.
So it's about projecting an image of competence and trustworthiness, even if you're just starting out.
Exactly. He suggests aiming to dress a bit older than your actual age.
Oh, really?
Especially in business settings, as a way to command respect.
Interesting. And he's not talking about wearing stuffy suits or expensive labels, though.
Right.
He actually recommends keeping it simple and classic. Well-fitting clothes in neutral tones. No flashy branding.
So like a timeless look.
Exactly. It's about looking sharp and put together without trying too hard.
Right. Because remember, you're aiming to make a strong first impression.
It's funny, he mentioned how he used to get comments about wearing streetwear.
Yeah.
But for important meetings, he always opts for a more classic, timeless look.
So it goes back to that idea of controlling the narrative.
Exactly.
When you dress with intention, you signal to others that you take yourself and your work seriously.
Moving on. Ayman also offers some insightful advice on building a strong network.
Okay.
But not in the way you might typically think.
How so?
He advocates for keeping your inner circle small and tight-knit,
Okay.
while still having a wide circle of influence.
So like two separate circles?
Yes, and he's a big believer in quality over quantity.
Yeah.
When it comes to relationships. He talks about how easy it is to confuse acquaintances with true friends.
Right.
And how genuine loyalty is a rare and precious thing.
It reminds me of that saying,
Oh, yeah.
if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yeah, but you need to choose the right people to go with.
Exactly. He emphasizes the importance of surrounding yourself with people who genuinely support your vision, who you can trust, and who will be there for you through the ups and downs.
It's about building a tribe of like-minded individuals who both elevate and challenge you to be your best.
At the same time, he encourages maintaining a broad network of contacts and acquaintances.
Right.
Be polite and courteous to everyone, even if they're not part of your inner circle.
You never know when a connection might prove valuable down the line.
Exactly. He even cautions against burning bridges unnecessarily. It's about being strategic and thoughtful in how you navigate relationships, both personal and professional.
It's interesting how he balances the need for a strong inner circle with the importance of a wider network.
Yeah.
It's about being discerning, but not isolating yourself.
Now let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about Ayman's views on money and investing.
Okay.
He has some interesting perspectives.
Especially for someone who became a millionaire at such a young age.
Right. He actually advises against the typical displays of wealth that we often see, particularly among young entrepreneurs.
There are no fancy cars.
He talks about how buying those fancy cars and flaunting your wealth can be counterproductive.
Okay.
Especially when you're starting out.
Why is that?
Well, people might assume you got lucky. Or that you're just trying to show off.
So it's not about denying yourself nice things.
Right.
But about being smart with your money.
Exactly.
And focusing on building long-term wealth.
He recommends investing wisely as early as possible, putting money into assets that are harder to sell quickly, like property or even physical gold.
That's interesting. What's his reasoning behind that approach?
He believes it forces you to be more disciplined with your finances.
Okay.
And prevents you from making impulsive decisions.
So it's about delaying gratification.
Yes.
And building a solid foundation for the future.
And he walks the walk, too.
Does he?
He shares how he focused on building his businesses and investing his money wisely
Okay.
before allowing himself to indulge in those trappings of wealth.
It's a refreshing perspective.
It is.
Maybe the early years aren't about living the high life,
Right.
but about laying the groundwork for a secure and fulfilling future.
It's about building something sustainable, not just chasing fleeting moments of gratification.
Exactly. And speaking of building a sustainable business,
Yeah.
before we move on, I wanted to bring up our friend Matt and his email marketing expertise one more time.
Oh, right.
His story really embodies that idea of building something valuable over the long term. Matt's built a 7-figure online business
Yeah.
entirely through ethical email marketing.
It's incredible.
He's got a proven system for driving revenue sales and commissions,
He does.
and he's generously sharing his insights in a free video.
That's awesome.
You can find the link in the description and comment section.
Awesome.
It's a fantastic resource, especially if you're looking for ethical and effective ways to grow your online business.
Now back to Ivan.
Yes, back to Iman.
One of the most thought-provoking things he talks about
Okay.
is this idea of being tested by a higher power.
Tested by a higher power.
Almost like life is presenting these challenges
Okay.
to see how you'll handle them.
Interesting.
He believes that success is often given as a test
As a test
to see if you can stay grounded and avoid those pitfalls of ego and complacency.
almost like a cosmic check and balance.
He believes that if you can't handle success with humility and gratitude,
Yeah.
it can be taken away as quickly as it was given.
Wow. So how do you navigate that?
It's a good question.
How do you stay humble and grounded when you're achieving your goals?
He suggests finding ways to stay humble, like
yeah.
pursuing challenging activities or seeking mentorship
Yeah.
from those who are further along in their journey.
So it's about recognizing that success is not an entitlement,
Right.
but an ongoing responsibility.
You have to continually prove that you're worthy of it.
And he intentionally puts himself in difficult situations
Lizzie.
to test his limits and stay grounded.
Oh.
He sees those challenges as opportunities for growth and self-discovery.
It's a fascinating perspective.
It's
It's not about seeking out suffering,
right.
but about recognizing that challenges are an inherent part of growth.
And it's something to think about as you navigate your own path to success.
Yeah.
How can you stay humble and hungry,
Right.
even as you achieve your goals? How can you challenge yourself to grow
Yeah.
and avoid that trap of complacency? Yeah, it's about recognizing that the journey never really ends. There's always more to learn, more to achieve, and more to contribute.
It's about embracing that process of continual growth and striving to become the best version of yourself. Which brings us back to one of Iman's most important pieces of advice.
Okay.
The idea that achieving success is actually easier than sustaining it.
It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of hitting a goal,
Yeah.
whether it's launching your business or hitting a financial milestone.
Right, but what happens after that initial rush wears off?
That's the real test. Can you avoid the trap of complacency? Can you maintain that same drive and hunger
Yeah.
even after you've achieved a level of success?
Right, and Iman emphasizes that he's constantly pushing himself to learn, grow, and evolve. He doesn't allow himself to get too comfortable or settle for the status quo.
He sees success not as a finish line, but as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
There's always another level to reach another challenge, to overcome another opportunity to make an impact.
And that's the mindset we want you to walk away with today.
Okay.
That understanding that success is not a destination, but a continuous process
Yes.
of growth and evolution.
It's about setting ambitious goals, working diligently to achieve them, and then setting new goals, pushing yourself even further.
It's about embracing that entire journey with all its inevitable ups and downs.
Absolutely.
It's about recognizing that the real reward lies not in reaching a specific destination, but in the growth you experience along the way.
I love that. And remember, even if you stumble or fall short, you can always learn from those experiences. Adjust your course and keep moving forward.
Yeah, you're always learning.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, we wanted to circle back one last time to that incredible resource we mentioned earlier.
Oh, right.
Our friend Matt's free video training on ethical email marketing.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, we highly recommend it.
Yes, the link is in the description and the comments section.
Matt's built a 7-figure online business using these strategies.
Yeah, he has.
And he breaks down everything step by step in his video.
You'll learn how to build your email list, craft compelling emails that people actually want to read, and drive revenue without resorting to any spammy tactics.
It's a truly valuable resource, whether you're just starting out or looking to scale your existing business.
Absolutely. Take advantage of this opportunity to learn from someone who has achieved incredible results.
And remember, the key takeaway from Iman is that success is absolutely within your reach.
Yes.
But it requires dedication, resilience, and a willingness to fully embrace the journey challenges and all.
So go out there, put in the work, and never stop striving to become the best version of yourself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.